and once they get going, good luck stopping them. We saw it last land. It might happen here again.
All right, here we go. Two of the favorites coming into this tournament. One will move on, one will go home. It's time to get into the first match of the day. It's Flipside Tactics versus NRG with the commentary. Take it away, Shogun and Final Carpet.
Thank you very much, Axel Toss. It is time for the final day of RLCS Season 2. I am Mega Shogun, joined by Findable Carpet.
This is not a match I ever thought I'd be starting Sunday off with. NRG, Flipside Tactics, somebody goes home, and I couldn't even tell you who I think has the advantage. I think both of them have pretty carefree attitudes in the scheme of things. They both know how to pick themselves up from my experience of talking to these players or getting to know them. I think overall, obviously they both really want the win. But after getting knocked down yesterday and having all of last night, they got to sleep, they got to just kind of get those, get the bad feelings out. Now they're just gonna come and they're just gonna play.
Number 1 seed versus number 1 seed. North America versus EU. The rivalry shall continue. It is time for Flipside Tactics versus NRG as we get ourselves into this matchup. Greasy Meister does not end up winning that kickoff, but it's Cooks here who clears that one away. Over to Fireburner, but over to Greasy, who is immediately trying to get that one into a danger area. Flipside Tactics need to start this one off well. Fireburner gets it open to the corner, just trying to slow the pace very slightly, but Marky Duda has that one read early on, and Sad Jr. with the eventual clear away, but Greasy once again getting rid of it. Flipside Tactics are going to continue to press and squeeze, and they cannot quite find a way through, but they are still in this final third. Fireburner is going to try and clear it away, and Jacob gets an extra touch. Great start there by Flipside.
The high volleys from Flipside are putting NRG in immense amounts of pressure. They're trying their best to bat it away, but Greasy almost had a fantastic opportunity. Let's hope they can retreat on defense. Oh, almost an opportunity.
Almost managed to find their way through there. NRG strong on the counter, always dangerous when they find the ball. Marky Dudar tries to get himself up, but ends up missing. It's Greasy Meister off the side wall. Cooks thinks better of going towards it because he's got Fireburner lurking behind him. Cannot afford to let that go through to someone as dangerous as shooting as Fireburner. Now Cooks gets that one out of the way of Fireburner. Marky Duda gonna try and find someone. No, he looks for it off the backboard, but a demolish on Greasy Meister does not matter because Greasy scores the first goal.
The typical Flipside aggression. We see this pop perfect for Marky Duda, sucking out Jacob, trying to get him in there, and then an attempt at the crossbar. You never know where that's going to bounce. He just missed right in and gave Cooks here all the room in the world. We know he's a fantastic striker, and an open net he's not going to miss.
Cooks it very brave and smart there. He saw the demolish on Greasy, turned himself around because usually we'd see him starting to head back in the rotation there. Instead, turning himself around, getting the shot onto target, and that's going to hand over the early lead to Flipside Tactics as Sad Jr. over the top of 2 players, but Greasy has that one covered, and the rest of his team is going to get themselves back as NRG try and put something together. Marky Duda up high, 1 touch, 2 touch. He hasn't got the boost for a third as Jacob takes that one away. Greasy sits there, but he's got Fireburner in his way. Sad Jr. takes his time because he's got Jacob moving forward. Sad Jr. runs out of the ability to go forward with that as Fireburner has to get the save. Cooks it on the side. Looks for a flick up, but nothing quite there. Pace starting to slow down very slightly in this matchup, but it gets cleared over into the middle.
Flipside's gonna want to slow it down a bit. They are now 1 up. They don't want to commit too much. It's the problem they've had throughout league play. They want to get these shots up, but sometimes they can't get back on defense.
Ball up high. Here comes Marky Duda. Plays it early. He gets Sad Jr. to move, but Sad gets contact, but it has pulled him out for the time being. Fireburner is in net, and Sad Jr. continues to go with this ball, but Marky Duda in the way. They are going to try and read every single play NRG do to keep that in that final third, but is eventually cleared away. Greasy Meister is not going to win that. Neither of them are, as Jacob gets that one over. He's got Sad Jr. to aim at. Sad Jr. into the middle. Great team play, but a block from Cooks here. Still, NRG are in possession as the ball is over to Jacob. Jacob, ball up high. Fireburner gets his shot taken away from him by Cooks there, who was on the wall.
Sad Jr. with aggressive placement, able to get an interesting pass from the corner. That's what we know they can do. We talked about NRG having some wild card plays, and that was a prime example. Jacob with the flick.
Oh, and he's got a goal to aim at. Oh! Jacob evens up the match.
Jacob calm and collected during this dribble, getting this first flick, sucking out a defender, then keeping this nice and low, trying to bait that goalie up. Cooks here tried to get it, tried to predict the top shot, but Jacob patiently put it on the ground.
Put it on the ground indeed. Cooks had to jump for that one. It had to try and guess where Jacob was going to try and go, and he did almost guess it correctly. But now we are tied up, heading into the final minute and 50 seconds of this matchup. Cooks it up high. He's got Marky in support. as Marky gets beat to it by Jacob, but here he is yet again. Cook's backflip. Greasy has to try and cover him, but there was no one from NRG trying to chase them down on that one. Fireburner has basically just passed it out, but Greasy gets in the way of Cooks' attempted shot. Back into the middle, Sad Jr., nice flick, looks for Jacob. Jacob!
No way!
Sad Jr.
Oh my God!
The tournament!
This passing play is phenomenal! Able to look out for your teammate, Sad Jr. down to Jacob, who taps it right back into Sad Jr. in the same aerial. My God, this is incredible!
You just saw NRG snap the F3 defense apart. 2-1, a minute and 30 seconds left in this match. F3 have to respond. Greasy up high with that, but both Marky and Cooks have followed it. Marky uses the roof trying to get himself back down. And that's going to be a bump on Sad Jr. to Cooks here. Fireburner wins that ball, and he has increased the lead.
Fireburner seizing an opportunity at an open net. It looked like F3 may have committed a bit too hard for this. Cooks are getting bumped, and then Greasy trying to get there in time. But Fireburner just slips it right by, giving them a 2-point lead with only a minute 12 left.
Flipside looked like they got a little bit antsy there. They had time to try and find that one goal. Now they are further behind. The fake kickoff. Can we see it pulled off well? Marky Duda misses his attempted pass. It was worth trying out. This is the big stage, however, and the mechanics have to be on point. Plays like that have to be pulled off well. Cooks up high. Tries to get that one over, but Sad Jr. has got him red off the side of the wall. No one there to follow that one up. Cooks has to turn himself around, gets bumped away. Marky tries to find something, but Sad Jr. is easily going to claim that one. Only over to Greasy. Great shot from Greasy. Fireburner turns that one away. As now Jacob down. 2 players committed to that one. Marky Duda tries to launch it long, but Fireburner, yet again, savior medal for him. But the ball is still not away. NRG are going to be pressed, but if they can get it away, they can at least get themselves even closer to that win. 22 seconds remaining for a goal for Flipside, and it looks like they are struggling to find that space.
They're gonna try, look, they're just looking for each other every single touch. Jacob now gonna take a shot on net!
NRG have turned up to this first game in the biggest of ways.
However they woke up this morning, I hope they do it again because the fire is burning with them right now. Jacob taking that shot to the corner. My God.
What a great first game we have seen from NRG, showing up, and they have dismantled Flipside Tactics in this first game. Jacob has made it 5.
Just take the salt off the table and just pour it in the wound. Already a 3-point lead, turn into a 4-point lead. Jacob with the redirect to the crossbar. Very similar to what we saw Garrett pull off yesterday. They are in a great spot to continue on the rest of this series.
Would have heard even louder noise, but this game is academic at this point. Flipside Tactics need to find the answer to NRG because they are here to play. Ball touches the floor, first game to NRG.
NRG looking like they could be the North American heroes that North American fans are looking for. What a showcase of skill. Every single goal on the highlight reel. Not one of those goals wasn't incredible, aside from one goal the Fireburner got on an overcommit from Flipside Tactics. But I don't even know how to describe what I just watched. To kick off today with such fantastic Rocket League is phenomenal.
That overcommit is what ended up breaking Flipside as well. As soon as that goal went in, they didn't look like they were capable of getting back into the matchup. But did you see Jacob after that match? He was happy. The unfortunate part is, however, there is a lot of work for them left to do, but if they keep like that, there is no reason why they can't do it.
I mean, this is far from over, but if there's any way you want to start off this match, it is by showing the world and showing Flipside Tactics that you are here to win. They have just, as you said, dismantled everything Flipside tried to do. All their defensive tactics, they weren't able to punch it to the corner. And I definitely want to showcase the defense on NRG. Every time Flipside tried to get any kind of attack, they would place it so well to the corner and then follow it up themselves. They were beating Flipside to the ball, even though Flipside is known for their pace.
They really were. And Jacob doing his best Fireburner impression throughout that series. Hat trick for him. That is a heck of a series from those boys. But Game 2 is about to come up here. Have Flipside Tactics got an answer to the NRG problem? We are about to find out. Greasy, ball over to Cooks. Oh, that would have been a great way for them to start, but Cooks has got the ball to Greasy. Sad Jr. turns that one away. No rebound shot allowed for Marky Duda, and you'll look for Marky Duda during these matches just loitering, finding his way in, The goals he score will not usually be that pretty, but they will be effective. He is always in the right position. Bull off the side of the wall. Fireburner gets beat to it by Cooks. Now Flipside can try and counterattack. Jacob is by himself. NRG have just got themselves back, and the delivery was not good. Marky Dudo is now landed in his opponent's net for some reason. I didn't quite catch why. The Cooks it, clearance away. Tame start to the beginning of this match, but F3 need to shake off those jitters.
Trying to come out a bit angry. We know they want to get the aggression on to try and suppress NRG. They did such a good job of making passing plays and making opportunities, so they want to try and stifle that by putting a little bit of pressure on them. But oh, we might have an opportunity coming up now.
Sad Jr. beats Marky Dudar to it. Cooks and Greasy need to get someone up there. As Greasy with the eventual clearance looks for Marky. Marky looks for the net, but Jacob finds a way to get the save. That's going to be bouncing off. That's going to be dangerous, but Marky too close to the net. As the ball bounced too far away from him. A demo. Marky Dudar, doink from him. Puts that ball up high. Marky Dudar over to Greasy Meister. Into the corner, here's Sad Jr. That's not convincing from him. Cooks it, takes to the air, doesn't get contact onto the ball. Very rare from Cooks to be missing those.
The ceiling hit messed him up, and a Fireburner shot the accuracy just under the crossbar, but Greasy, reaction time getting there.
Just up in time. Now Marky Dudar chases this one down, but Jacob always ahead of the pack. Here's Cooks. Into the ball, tries to follow it. He's got another one, but Marky Dudar over into the corner yet again. I think he might have thought the boost will start to come up. Here he comes, shot onto target, hit the sidewall, and Sad Jr. doing such a great job this series of finding the ball as it comes off the sidewall and taking it away from any rebounds. Here's Greasy, he can't get to that ball in time. Jacob clears it away. And F3 still struggling because every time they set something up, NRG is in the way.
They're spreading the space between them and the ball just a bit much, but now Fireburner!
Oh!
Whoa, my! Almost a double, but Sad Jr. with the shot. Cooks here got there in time.
Tried to put it underneath the defender for the second time this series. Now Marky Dudar has the shot. The Greasy doesn't turn on time. F3 cannot score right now.
It is in their heads. He had that shot, and I know he can get the accuracy, the skill from Greasy we've seen all season. That should have been his.
Fireburner puts that one out. It's still 0-0. F3 have had the majority of the opportunities. Sad Jr. tries to take it past Marky Dudar, but does not get it past him. Now here comes Greasy. He's got boost. Can he take it? He just tries to carry it away from his team. Allows his team to reset. Cooks, that's on target. That's not saved because the F3 have found their way through.
Phenomenal accuracy. Cooks here, knowing he was being contested by Fireburner, just confidently got there so fast, getting the double jump aerial and then placing it perfectly on the net between two NRG defenders.
Sometimes it takes team play, sometimes it takes individual brilliance, and sometimes it just takes a laser shot to try and break a defense like NRG's. That's exactly what Cooks came up with, and that was a crucial goal for his team because they've struggled so far. Greasy tries to make it two, hits the crossbar, but now Jacob and Fireburner have hit each other. Sad Jr. has to get himself back as F3 are going to try and turn some sort of play in here as Marky Dudar gets that to Cooks. Cooks takes the shot, almost managed to turn that one in. Great touch there from Jacob. Keeps that pressure away, but Greasy is still going to try and press. Jacob is eventually able to get rid of this one. NRG need to try and turn this momentum on its head because F3 are swarming them all over the map. Cleared into the middle. Jacob does not get contact onto that. Sad Jr. plays that one away. Cooks is ended up missing that one. Here comes Jacob. He's going to be the first one over to that. He's got Fireburner in waiting, but Fire doesn't want to go for that. He will take that one, though. Marky Dudar has to react quickly to try and take it away from the snapping jaws of NRG. Cooks with the eventual clearance, and Fireburner still can't get it into their opposing half. NRG really struggling to put any sort of play together. That's going to go over into the corner. Breezy with the setup. Here's Marky. That's on target. It's straight at Fireburner. And they are eventually going to clear this one away. NRG still on their back heel, however.
They're doing their best to try and make these offensive opportunities, but as you said, Flipside doing such a great job of just stuffing it out as soon as it gets to midfield. Look at this, Marky Dudar already putting on pressure, getting that shot off before they even get control.
It doesn't look like NRG actually knows how to get out of their own half. That is not a good touch there. Sad Jr. comes in to try and clean up, but they still need to put something together. 1-0 is the scoreline, 30 seconds remaining into the corner. Fireburn tries to clear it. There's going to be 3 players there, but a demo is going to open up a gap. Jacob gets bumped. He has to try and turn this one around, and Marky Dudar is in the correct position to turn that one away. Now F3 have to survive. 14 seconds remaining. Jacob clears that away, but Cooksir has that one red. Here it comes. 2 players to that one. Jacob has to get contact. He does not play it into the corner, and eventually back into the middle, but NRG, one more throw of the dice is left in this matchup. Fire looks to get to the middle. They have to try and play this from an awkward position, but they've got it into the air. NRG, ball up high. Jacob can follow this, gets one touch, and that's going to be F3's. They get it into the corner, and they take game 2.
Able to still stay calm enough to try and make a play at the end. They kept it up for a lot longer than I expected them to. A couple of really great touches, but this time, Flipside cranked up the heat. They were able to put the pressure on NRG this time, which I can't believe they were able to keep just the mental capacity after the beatdown NRG had for them in game 1.
That was a ridiculously, I'm going to use the word professional game there by Flipside Tactics. They got the lead, but they didn't do anything silly. Yes, they did have a number of issues towards the beginning of that matchup. There were certainly goals that they should have had, but they did get the 1 goal, and then they settled into their matchup. They didn't press too hard for the second, and the defense was always there. Even if a mistake came through from a player, another player was backing them up. Smart play.
I think the room that NRG had in game 1, it kind of leaked a little bit into game 2, but then Flipside closed it off. So NRG was expecting to get touches and having a little more openness than they did in game 1, but those were closed this time, and Flipside were beating them to the ball, and it took a little bit too long to kind of change their pace to pick it up. Since Flipside, was a little bit slow in game 1, and since they picked up the pace, NRG just wasn't prepared.
They certainly were not. So we've seen a convincing game there from NRG. It was a close game too, but still F3 looked like they were the stronger team during that second match. We have a maximum of 3 games remaining, and I think this game 3 is going to be the most telling of all of them. They've both had strong matches. Who can come through and take this one?
I'm not surprised to see both of these coming out guns blazing. Being in this situation is what neither team expected, but the fact that they want to make sure that they still prove their worth.
We did mention it earlier, both are #1 seed of their respected regions, and one of them is going home right now. As the ball is going to be played up by Fireburner. Greasy takes that one away. He looks for Marky. Marky gets that one up high. Cooks is going to try and follow that. How much power can he get onto it? Not much, but there's no one in net. And eventually missed by everyone on NRG. Early lead for Flipside.
Getting that touch, Marky Duda just beating out Sad Jr. And then Jacob, I don't really know where he was going. I think he went for the boost, and he just barely missed it. Oh, that's got to feel so much pain. He definitely could have gotten that save, and he probably should have read that a little bit better. Cooksir, as you said, had a really weak touch, but it was on target, and sometimes that's all you need to do.
But you can tell that that probably will not affect Jacob as they go forward. He tries to get that one down. It's eventually going to be cleared away. There is no one back here. NRG has taken it the entire way. They've managed to get enough time to get themselves back. Cooks here, looks for Mark. Great team play. Almost laser accuracy for the pass. Here's Greasy off the backboard. And there's going to be no one going towards that. The rotation had been caught out very slightly, and rather than choosing to overcommit to the offense, went back instead. Very smart there from F3. As Greasy shot onto target, Sad Jr. clears that one away. NRG have got no one in the net yet again. Sad Jr. has to scramble back. Cooks, shot, saved yet again, but 2 players from NRG have committed to that one. Cleared away eventually by Jacob, but it looks a lot like game 2. NRG are stuck in their own half.
They are, and after he's doing a great job of getting the shot, but still retreating back enough to deal with any hard clears at the midfield. We see Cooksir especially staying grounded, not trying to waste any boost.
There's no one there at all.
Here.
That is going to be 2-0, and it's the exact same thing yet again. We can see the ball over the top. There is no one in that net for so long.
NRG seem to be getting a little bit antsy, coming out of net just too early. They're not staying patient, they're not staying grounded, and they're not getting ready for just one hard clear. There wasn't even a crazy opportunity. It was a good hard clear, and then a good hard angle from Cooks here, and then a wide open net.
There was nothing really being built up for NRG. There was no reason for them to be committing that many people forward. It can only be down to a communication issue or a lapse in awareness as Greasy Meister tries to put that one up high. Jacob is going to put that one over as Greasy took out Sad Jr. Cooks in the corner. Jacob is taking out yet another player, F3. You have to start looking out for that one, and they did mention this yesterday. NRG are happy to play that physical style, but we've seen from the F3 boys in the past, they are just as happy to do the exact same. Fireburner gets that one down. 2 players combined to try and take it past Cooks. Now Cooks plays that to Greasy. Great 1-2 play. Greasy puts that over the top. Sad Jr. and Fireburner. Once again, they've sent 2 people to clear away a ball. NRG not looking confident in defense at all right now, but this only speaks volumes of the pressure F3 are putting on and the stage and the pressure that this is bringing to them. This is the biggest game of their lives as they try and keep themselves in this tournament.
Committing 2 players to defense, it's pretty, common sense that it's not going to be great, but against a team that just keeps putting on shots, that is how they want to break you. They want to force you into a position that you think one of us might not get this, so we both have to commit, but then that's 2/3 of your team just removed from the field, leaving one person to try and defend their best.
Cook's going to try and go the entire way, but he gets blocked away by Jacob. Long shot comes in. Greasy, can he get himself back? He just about does. And here comes F3 on the other side. They still have 2 goals. Make it free. And I feel like we've said this one before. No one in net.
This shouldn't be happening as much as it has, but I know being 2 goals down, NRG especially is a team that wants to make those plays happen, and they want to catch you off guard. We've talked about it so many times, how they just kind of play like this wild card team, where they don't really have a specific tactic in any given match. They try to adapt. As you heard Sad Jr. say, they're very adaptive players, him specifically, and they try and deal with it. But if they don't come back on defense, we're going to see Flipside punish them time and time again.
Cooks looks for Marky. Marky just over the top. Here comes NRG. As Marky ends up colliding with the ball, sends it into the F3 half. Greasy has missed that one. Fireburner is going to start chasing this down. Looks for the block onto Cooks. And eventually cleared away. Here comes Sad Jr. Gets that one up. Gets hit by Cooks here, so he can't follow that. But Jacob ends up missing the ball yet again. Greasy is going to wait for that one because Fireburner has got that one up. It's going to be eventually cleared away as they try and find a way through. But every time the ball goes up, F3 tries to put it back away from their half. 3-0 is the scoreline. NRG have to put something together quite soon. Otherwise, they could be going 2-1 down in this series. Fireburner up high, looks for Jacob, but Jacob undershoots the attempt. Ball's up high, here comes Cooks, misses the ball, but Greasy ends up getting beat to it by Fireburner. Jacob launches it, he's gonna follow it. Marky has to play that, but Jacob
What a
to trap it against the wall, eventually cleared away to the corner.
Fantastic read from Jacob. Knowing that it was going to potentially get cleared, he went even higher than he intended to try and read it. We're going to see good counterattacks. Flipside has done a fantastic job of staying calm and just going straight from defense to offense without even taking a breath.
Now here comes Jacob. Ball is going to be his as he eventually gets tackled by Greasy. Now Cooks gets that one over the top, tries to misposition Fireburner, who manages to play that ball in reverse. Here's Sad Jr. trying to get himself up, but Marky Dudar takes it away from him before he can reach it. Cooks clears it away, only to fire. Actually, no, it's Greasy Meister ahead of the pack. Here can be F3's opportunity, but they do not press it. They realize they have the lead. They don't have to take unnecessary risks. And here comes the shot. Fireburner tries to squeeze that one through. 8 seconds remaining in this matchup. F3 should be taking this one.
If I can describe Flipside in one way right now, it's calm and collected. They're doing a great job. As you said, even though they were in the lead, they didn't overcommit to anything. They're now 1 game up in the series after getting bruised and battered in game 1. Somehow able to keep their cool throughout it. And now it seems like NRG is panicking a little bit. If they're able to just stay calm, dedicate one person to the ball each time, have clear communications, just like, I have the ball, I'm going to get this. But as you said, you mentioned it several times throughout that game, they were dedicating 2 people to the ball, especially on defense, which against a team like Flipside Tactics, who's just, especially with someone like Cooks here, who's just looking for that tiny hole to strike in, we know he has the accuracy, so if you give him the opportunity, he's just going to take it.
Certainly is, and we're seeing NRG in a position where they are 1 game away from being knocked out from this tournament. They lost to Flipside in this position last time. They need that player now either to come through and lead through example or to get in their heads and speak up and say, boys, we need to come in and we need to play right now.
I honestly think they can do it. This showcase from game 1, that was exactly what NRG is all about. That is what we saw from them at their prime games throughout league play. And if they can just turn that back on, don't feel the pressure from Flipside. That's exactly what they try and do. That's what Flipside is great at. Their defense, which we saw sometimes would struggle a bit here and there, and they dedicate too much to the ball. We can tell they're playing a little bit smarter because they understand what they're up against, especially after NRG, showed it to them in game 1. But honestly, I feel like if they can just keep that spread, stay calm, and take the shots they need, they're still in a fantastic position to take this game.
Well, that first game, as you mentioned, not only showed us that NRG can beat Flipside, but they are capable of dismantling them if they play their game. But It is all up to them now. One game away from being eliminated from the tournament, and Greasy is going to try and see to it early that they get the lead. Marky Duda doesn't get a hold of the ball. It's Jacob's opportunity, but he has not got a hold of that at all, as Fireburner has to try and come in to continue this offense from NRG. It's going to be played up to the middle. Marky Duda calmly takes it away, but a lot of players commit to that. Greasy Meister still on the goal line, ends up getting that one away, but F3 are on the back foot to start off this match. NRG need the early goal to settle the nerves. That's going to be a flick away, taking it away from Sad Jr. There's no one in net. Greasy gets the demolish. Sad Jr. has just got himself back in time. Jacob is now back into the game. Fireburner does not make contact. Sad Jr. tries to take the early shot, but Greasy yet again covering that back line.
Now we're going to see NRG try and turn it around. Fireburner almost getting there in time. I see Cooks here in net doing a fantastic job of just trying to be that solid wall, that goalie. But if he dedicates himself to the role too much and he doesn't rotate out, that it might mess up their smoothness of them being able to take new positions.
Lovely pass there from Marky, forces two NRG players to react, but here comes Fireburner as he doesn't get great contact onto that, but Sad Jr. can get that one up high. Fireburner is out of the play. And it's going to be Jacob and Sad Jr. in the offense. Sad tries to go for the reverse aerial, ends up pulling back. Nice thing for Fireburner about being demolished is that he could cover and be that third man. That's going to be played over the top, but Marky Duda has that one covered. And Greasy tries to clear it away, but here comes NRG. They have been relentless so far in this game, but unable to find a way through the wall. Here comes Marky, blocked by Fireburner, but here's Cooks as well. Jacob follows up his Fireburner's block with a block of his own, and now no one in net. Here's Jacob, eventually gets taken away by an incoming Marky Duda, who sweeps that away.
You see, it is still a clean slate, so either team, no matter who's putting the pressure up now, that first goal is probably going to be what determines the pace for the rest of the game. As we've seen, whenever a team is down, they're going to have to play a little more hectic. They're going to have to try and put up on more pressure, because if they don't before that clock ticks to 0, it is going to be done for them.
Oh, what a great play there between Marky and Greasy. Hits the crossbar. NRG are going to try and turn around. Sad Jr. ends up having to go for boost because he was completely out. As we are going to start reaching the halfway point of this matchup, the nerves are going to get more and more for both these teams. One goal is all it might take to knock NRG out or keep them in. Fireburner clears that away, looks for Jacob. Jacob passes it to Sad. Sad does not get great contact onto it, but it's still away from his side. But that means Flipside can try and continue this onslaught that they have now managed to turn up after NRG's earlier attempts in the first half of this matchup. Jacob clears away. Fireburner just going to try and get himself around because Jacob is also going towards the ball. But Greasy passed two players so far. Sad Jr. has to try and play this smart. He's got two players against him, but he's bought his team enough time and gets an extra block onto that one. Very smart play there from Sad Jr. Calm when he is needed. And here's the shot. Eventually cleared to the corner. Both these teams trying just to find some way through without overcommitting.
NRG only one game away. I hope the pressure's not mounted too much, but as you just saw, Sad Jr., when he had a nice opportunity to control the ball, he stayed pretty calm. He got a couple of good dunks, was able to beat out some Flipside players. So if they just keep that up, do it a few more times, they're going to be able to slowly push and gain control, pull them out, try and get them out of net.
Jacob is going to try and find a teammate. He doesn't get much contact onto it, though, and it's Cooks. Long clearance from him. Can they get a rebound? Marky Duda is around. Jacob tries to get in front of him. That's going to be forced. Two players go for that yet again. NRG managed to just land themselves onto the ball, but now they are under pressure. Marky is right there. Save from Jacob. Keeps that one away from the net, and they are still in this matchup.
Somehow even out of position, NRG is still able to make the saves they need, even though sometimes we see two going for the same ball, and they're going to have to react pretty quickly for it. But they're able to get there just in time.
NRG's defense looks shaky right now. They need to try and keep it away from the final third, not have themselves time to think about the match. It really does seem to be that a faster pace might actually suit NRG. Now they've got to deal with this. Marky, great shot from him. Better save from Fireburner. As Cooks looks for a teammate that isn't quite there. Greasy off to the side, but Fireburner actually clears that one away. But once again, F3 trying to put something together. Marky punts away Jacob, who was trying to set up some sort of play for NRG. 25 seconds remaining. We are at that point now where one goal truly might be all it takes as the ball is up high. Cooks should win that one. It's going to be forced by Sad Jr., who is under a lot of pressure. He's got to get contact. Marky Duda turns that one into the net. 13 seconds, NRG. Have you got that in you?
Sad Jr. expected this to come a bit sooner. He thought Marky Duda was going to get that. He got faked out in last second. Marky Duda keeping the pressure up, turned back around, to get the shot, only 13 seconds left or NRG is done.
That is gonna be it unless NRG can find a way through. 1-0 is the scoreline, 9 seconds remain. Cooks it, clears it away. Here comes NRG with their last gasp of the tournament. Here's Fireburner, looks for the setup. It's in the middle, played away, but here is the play. It's the floor, and that is going to be a saying goodbye to NRG, who really fought until their last breath.
I feel so much that last opportunity. They actually got the open net, but he just couldn't get underneath the ball, and his player was in the way. He couldn't get it in there. NRG fought so valiantly, just exploding like fireworks in game 1, but they couldn't keep the pressure up. Flipside did such a good job of suppressing them from then on out. They used that game 1 as a learning experience, and Flipside will go on.
They certainly will. We are going to be seeing them in the next round. What a great series we just saw. NRG, fantastic in game 1, but Flipside flipped the switch. They found a way through, and they looked very good throughout that series, as they've got a long way to go if they want to reach that grand finals.
I mean, they're looking to do what they pulled off in season 1, to fight all the way through the losers bracket to try and make it to the finals. I mean, they're on the first step, but they have a lot to go.
They certainly do indeed. But what a great game we just saw. Goal, 13 seconds remaining. So smart there from Marky Dudar. He didn't do any sort of contact onto the ball, but just being there set the panic alarms off inside Junior's head as he tried to figure out, is Marky going to touch this? Is he not going to touch this? He just tried to fly up with the presumption that he was, and that's what it took. Small things like that take Flipside through.
Well, I mean, it's when you try and predict your enemies. I mean, that's when you know your opponent can do certain things, you know they're capable of pulling certain things off, especially someone like Marky Duda. We know he's a phenomenal striker, just great at almost any play. So the fact that you see him coming up for the ball, you know he has potential to get it. When he doesn't get the touch, you expect it, you try and react to it. But honestly, that's where a lot of mind games come into play.
We've had a fantastic series here to start us off today, and to learn more about how Flipside pulled it off, we have got Kelly with Greasy Meister.
Thank you so much, Shogun. Greasy, yesterday was a long day for you guys. You won in the round of 8, and then you were sent to the lower bracket in the round of 4. What's the discussion that you and your teammates had to prepare for today?
We pretty much just realized we played poo, so we got ourselves together and came back stronger pretty much.
Yesterday, you also said that you guys were a bit anxious going into the first game. How are you able to handle that anxiety, especially with all these people watching you at home and in the stadium?
It's not a big of a problem, to be fair. The crowd helps us a lot with that, cheering us on. Thank you, everyone.
The day's not done yet. You guys have another game coming up very soon, but it's been an exciting day. Is there anything you want to say to the fans one last time?
We love you all very much. Thank you.
Let's see what our casters thought of the first game in day 2.
Thank you, Kelly. Wow, what a match to start things off as we see NRG getting dropped from the tournament here. Flipside Tactics moving on, and I gotta say, felt interesting in the beginning when NRG won that first game, but let's take another look in the form of the Mobile 1 high performance replay to see that one again.
And Lawler, game 1, the Cobb was on the job. What a game from him. He had that brilliant solo goal. He had a hat trick and that assist to Sad Jr. Sad Jr. couldn't really go anywhere. And right here, you see Sad kind of redirected, but Jacob with the pass to Sad, one of the best plays we've seen this entire tournament.
Team pass plays are what we talked about these guys need to do, but as this game started going down and these matches started to progress further, Flipside does what they do best. Lots and lots of pressure. Even despite hitting that crossbar a couple times and it not sinking in, they settled down, they calmed those nerves they were talking about, and then they were just able to go on a tear.
Oh yeah, plus game 1 and 2, they just were not hitting their shots. Cooks here actually just whiffed an aerial, which never happens, but then he finally got calm and collected, and it was just enough pressure because NRG was trying to score really, really badly, so they'd send all 3 up, then counterplay after counterplay from Flipside, and that pressure, pretty much they had boost the entire game. while Sad Jr. was trying to find boost. Fireburner only had 1 goal the entire series, and he's that #1 goal scorer from North America, so they shut him down.
Well, obviously the changes were able to come out. You see in game number 4, it came down literally to the last 15 seconds. It just wasn't enough. Eventually, these guys didn't have enough boost. They weren't able to get back. And then you see one person left on defense having to make back-to-back saves. What are you going to do? He just literally falls in front of it and nothing to make a save. It puts them ahead, and they're out, unfortunately.
Yeah, 3 shutouts in a row from Flipside. That's really impressive. That's what they have to do versus these other teams like Northern Game and Amaket Aces. If they do play them again, they have to start figuring out defense, and then like they can live with 1 or 2 goals from Cooks here.
I think it's a testament to just how good these teams are. Definitely a theme as the match went along. Once these teams got comfortable, you could tell Flipside Tactics turned into a wall. Like, they just weren't letting anything through. And we were talking a little bit, I'm like, NRG needs to just take him out, do some more demos, mess him up somehow, because it seemed like Flipside Tactics were so fluid in the later stages of that series. And that's what they need to do if they want to make a deep run here.
Yeah, but the problem with trying to demo someone, that also means you have that extra guy up on their side of the field, and Flipside is the best counter team in this entire tournament, so it's really, really scary to be like, yeah, just go demo Cooks here, but if you miss, then you're in trouble.
Well, there was times that you saw Jacob, he was actually chasing people up the wall, like he wasn't able to catch them. So when you do that, it completely removes you from the field of play, and then when that counterattack comes in, you're completely left out. Luckily for NRG, they were able to handle quite a bit of that. It just wasn't enough. They weren't able to do it back to Flipside, because every time it was high in the air, there was already Greasy or somebody up to put it right back in. It was really difficult for NRG.
So NRG knocked out of RLCS Grand Final Season 2, but look out for them in future Rocket League competition. Flipside Tactics, your #1 seed from Europe, stays alive. Starting to feel a little bit like last season, the Grand Finals there. But the day has just begun. Plenty more matches coming up. We have Take 3 versus Precision Z next. We're going to take a quick break here from the Grand Finals of the Rocket League Championship Series Season 2. Stay tuned.